r/Askreddit by Reddit and chill. Serious, what is your deep dark secret that you need to let off your chest? Genuinely feel alone in the world. Don't feel like I connect with any of my peers or co-workers. Don't get invited out to social gatherings. Or have anyone randomly text or call to do something. Half of it's intrusive thoughts. Half was a series of life events that changed my normal life significantly. You're describing me at this point in my life. I can't connect to people my age. I feel like a social outcast. I've tried to do all the things that seem to make other people happy. And I just can't seem to relate at all. I don't have a hard time interacting with people. From what I gather from my surroundings, I'm liked well enough and people enjoy talking to me. I just can't develop real friendships. I don't know how. I've never had real friends. Just acquaintances. It sucks. I feel like people tolerate being around me but nobody actually likes me or enjoys being around me. I feel like people would rather not spend more time with me than they have to. I get along with people and I'm good at talking to people, but for the majority, I don't think they like me enough to consider me a real friend. I tried to kill myself by cutting my throat during a psychotic episode. I now have quite a prominent scar across my neck and only my immediate family know how I got it. Otherwise, I tell people it was a gardening accident. I haven't told anyone the real cause as I'm afraid of the stigma associated with psychotic illness. I tell people it was a gardening accident. I would totally drop a different story whenever asked about it. I am a single late 20s guy and I sometimes wonder if all my parents and friends stopped talking to me if I would really care. Same. They did. I don't care at all. I've been sober for 2 years and I pretend to think life is way better, but in reality it sucks to not have a go-to vice. I don't want to put people off sobriety or make my loved ones worry about relapse. So I don't share how much I fantasize about being able to use drugs or alcohol to check out. I'm a parent. Midlife. And most of the time I'm just grinding it out. Yes. Exercising helps. But it's just another ducking thing on my to-do list. I am happy for people who don't feel this way, but I would love to meet another person in recovery who agrees that it sucks to not have any chemical options and that being present in every freaking mundane aspect of your life isn't necessarily a treat. I don't love sobriety. I'm doing it because I have a family and my responsibilities there trump everything else. Not being a shit parent is worth it all. But it still sucks. Hey there. I'm with ya on the whole sobriety sucks thing. Was a drinker for 12 years. Alcoholic for the last 3 at least. And quit April of 2018. Mainly quit cause I was killing myself and know a couple people that'd probably be a little upset if I up and died one day, so I made myself quit. Then this past January I made myself quit cigarettes. And it ducking sucks. I hate being sober as much as I enjoy it. I love that I now remember every part of every day. There aren't missing chunks that I drank away. But I also hate that I remember every day and everything I don't have that escape from. Some days I don't ever think of drinking or smoking. Other days it's all I think about. Sobriety for me is a blessing and a curse. I'll tell you what though. If I found out I had some uncurable disease, the first stop would be for a carton of smokes and a couple 30 racks of the cheapest beer I could get my hands on. But until then I'll keep chugging along being content with sobriety until I'm not. Hope it helps to know at least one person out here feels the same as you do. Sobriety may be necessary for me, but that doesn't mean I need to like it. I have a successful and positive life. But if I give myself 10 minutes alone with my thoughts, I am succumbed into the deepest and darkest possible confusion about life that my mind can comprehend, and I feel that I lose touch with reality more every day, and I'm worried that soon I will lose my mind without any control. Definitely know that you're not alone with this. For one, in terms of your touch with reality, that's a topic that humans are still trying to understand today and have been trying to since the Romans. Probably even further back. I guess I'm not sure exactly what aspects of life you're thinking on. But make sure you're not putting too much pressure on yourself to answer those questions. Life is full of enough complexity that our brains have mechanisms to shield us from when we find a topic that is too big to grasp all at once. I know this is just generic or basic advice, since I don't know more about your life than the blurb you've posted. But these two things have helped me. Control the pace of your thoughts. You are at the forefront of your consciousness. And you are the one with your hands on the wheel. If you need to slow down because you want to pay attention to something, you're allowed. If you don't feel like you're the one making decisions on what to think about, try to take a step back and ask yourself about the reasonings behind an action. Questions like, why do I care about? Or what about is important to me? You may find that you've just convinced yourself that something is more important than you truly feel. Or you may realize something about yourself that can help you redirect your thoughts towards the thing causing your actions. Don't be afraid to ask for help either. You're allowed that too. I don't trust my girlfriend. It's not her fault. And she's always been great to me. My last serious relationship was 4 years long and absolutely horrible. I was treated like shit and cheated on. And now I can't trust my current girlfriend just because I'm ducked up. It leaves me constantly anxious and worrying. And I know that it's not her fault, so I just have to deal with it. This is what I call a third person problem. You struggle to cope with the feelings yourself even though you know they aren't fair. And it's not reasonable to expect your partner to manage them. So it's time for a third person. A therapist. A trusted third party. Somebody who can help you heal. After finding out I was infected with HIV as a child right before I turned 15, I suppressed every bit of my sexuality when I'm around other people to the point that even the thought of kissing someone gives me tremendous anxiety. Now that I've started working on those issues, along with my almost 20-year marriage ending, I'm terribly afraid I'm going to die sad and alone. How did you get married with anxiety over being intimate? Who I am is a facade. I genuinely don't know who I am. I'm legit just an empty shell. I become the person people want me to be. Same. I call me a social chameleon. I just want a do-over on my life. I don't feel happy where I am even though I know a lot of people would kill to be in my position, and I feel like an ungrateful pain in the ass because of it. It will be a few more years before I can realistically change the way my life is, but it doesn't feel like it will be enough at this point. I just want to start over. Oh man, would that be sweet. Except I'd still like to retain all my knowledge. I'd be such a suave and sophisticated kid without any of the damn self-limiting hang-ups. I think about killing myself every day. I didn't know until recently that other people don't think this way. It's not an active I'm suicidal ideation. It's more like I know I can always count on it as an option if things get too hard. Yeah. It's a passive I could always kind of thing for me. I don't actively want to die. But the thought of ending my life comes up multiple times a day sometimes. At least twice every day. I'm really bad at forming bonds with people. I might act like I care about people, but deep down, I just want to be left to myself. I have to act like I belong with the people around me when I clearly don't. I feel like I'm just cheating everyone around me. Different people have different needs. Some people need a demanding, all-consuming career, while others are quite happy to head home at 5:01 and don't think about work until 8:59 the next morning. Some people need the physical intensity of ultra marathons or competitive powerlifting, while others are just fine walking their dog a couple times a day. Likewise with social interactions. There are folks with work friends and hobby friends and have a couple beers with the neighbor's friends. But there are also very whole and valid people who are completely content without any of that. I'm not happy. I haven't been for months. And I feel too powerless and afraid to change anything. I sort of just hope everything stops. Seek help, my friend. Therapy can do wonders. And combined with medications that help depression and anxiety, it can change your life. I know that help around this kind of thing is still stigmatized. But it will do you the world of good to reach out and know you're not alone. That I've been lying to everyone the past several months that I've gotten better. Don't get me wrong, I drink less. But still a lot. Barely made it out of bed the past 3 weeks. Just incredibly isolating. I'll live. How about you, OP? I'm bipolar and have a dissociative personality, and I feel like a different person multiple times each day. I've been all alone for many years and I hate it. But I also don't feel like doing anything about it. Same. I haven't had anyone to really call a friend since like 7th grade. I don't know what happened, but I don't understand social interaction anymore. I've been hiding my recurring drug addiction from everyone. My parents and most other people think I got sober years ago. In reality, I relapse every 6 months to once a year. To the point where I have to lie to get out of work for a couple days to fight withdrawals. I missed so many important social interactions because of it, and I hate myself every time it happens. I'm the best at believing my own lies that this time I can use responsibly. Edit. Thank you so much for the incredible, kind, loving and supporting words. As stated, I'm going through withdrawals at this very moment, so replying to every single one of you is kinda hard right now. So, I'll say some things in reply to what most of you stated. To start, I'm not a dude. But I don't mind. It's the message that counts. I know I have to tell my family. I will after I get through this particular episode. Mainly because I know my mom will drop everything to come get me. And while that is amazing, she will not know or understand what I need right now. Like I said, my neighbor is chilling with me for the most of the day. He's fully aware of the situation and supports me in doing what I have to do to get out on the other side. Thanks for all the resources you guys provided. I'm not based in the US but Europe. So I'll see what's of use for me. Last, but not least, to every single one of you that is going through this, or has gone through this, please hold on. Reddit has been amazing for me, both for support and just mindlessly passing time scrolling. Thanks to everyone who offered to talk. And likewise, please PM me if you need to talk. Thank you. I can completely relate. It's still a battle, but I realize that the darkness and withdrawal period was not worth it. The depression and lows I would feel when using were 100x worse than my worst day sober. Also, the guilt and shame would consume me. Hang in there and reach out. My ability to empathize with others is almost non-existent. When I'm in a situation where everyone else around me is crying, their emotion doesn't rub off on me at all. I'm more stressed about trying to make myself appear just as sad as them than the actual situation causing the sadness for others. Empathy grows from personal experience. If you had a dog all your life and then that dog dies, you will most likely comprehend what that loss means to others and embrace their feelings. But I don't know you, so it's just a guess. I'm scared of the real me. I'm not an angry person generally. I rarely get mad at things. I'm not a violent guy. The few times I have gotten legitimately angry, or even just irritated, I've been told by people it genuinely scared them. Hearing that cut deep. I hate knowing that I've genuinely made people afraid. Normally it is scary to see someone angry that almost never gets angry. It's just so out of character that it seems scary. I have an eating disorder I've managed to hide from people for 8 years. Sometimes I forget it's not normal. I'm 30 years into one eating disorder or another. At this stage in life I couldn't even pick normal out of a lineup. I battle against suicidal thoughts daily. But I put on a practice smile and pretend everything is fine. If it gets to the point where I can't even fake a smile, I just tell people that I'm a bit down, or having some minor negative thoughts. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I know that my little sister needs me, I doubt I would be here today. This don't really that deep or dark. But, at one point in my life, I was a really horrific person. I was angry and violent and I hated everyone, including my family. It was at this point of my life when I was the reason my mum wanted to kill herself. I look back and think what an awful person I was. I don't even think she told me this personally. I'm pretty sure I heard her talking to my sister. It makes me really guilty to know I could have been the cause of that. I haven't forgiven myself for it. And I never will. I have really bad intrusive thoughts. I'm trying to get a new therapist because I just moved. But my intrusive thoughts are why I really never want to live in another place with a balcony. Not because I'm afraid of heights. Edit. Gosh. I really didn't expect this to blow up. I appreciate all your responses. I want to clarify a few things. I have OCD and bipolar 2. I have been diagnosed. Have been in therapy and on medication for over a year. And I'm seeking a new therapist right now. I recently moved. Intrusive thoughts are absolutely normal, but it also depends on the scale of them and how they're affecting you. If they're causing you a lot of distress, you may want to talk to somebody about it. Are intrusive thoughts not normal? I've had intrusive thoughts for as long as I can remember. They have changed as the years have gone on, but the last couple years they've been a little worse. Should I see someone or are they normal? Ducking like and subscribe.